Carly. Yes, girl. I see you.
Looks like Carly, this other lady, has the same tattoo. Look at. Kind of similar? No?
No.
Not at all?
Shane.
Well, I'm sorry. They both have a tattoo or two near their neck. I was just saying.
Shane is in a mood, you guys.
I'm in a great mood.
And then try to get the mic as close to you as possible.
Oh, yeah. You can. How is he on camera?
Oh, yeah. Can you see it? Let him see.
He's got to come all over
Let him
more.
see him.
Oh, yeah.
More. Right there?
Good.
Beautiful.
Hey.
All right. See, that's how we get set up, just so you guys see how creepy and crazy we are.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I like how you start out with creepy.
Well, that's because Shane. We have to start with
Thanks,
creepy.
Chad. My thing is really wobbly. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's
How's everybody doing tonight?
pretty good.
Carly, we got Carly.
Alicia,
Wilbur,
Corey.
Wilbur the Cali
Ryan
kid.
joined us. He's wearing a Metallica shirt.
Can you put the thing up so we can see everybody's name?
Peter, Jennifer, Nathan,
I know. I missed.
Corey V, 765-615. I'm not going to tell
Corey
the rest.
V. Corey V. We got your full phone number
Yeah,
right
bro,
there.
I'm going to text
Your
him.
full
I'm going to text him. Hang on. I'm
phone
going to
number.
text
We're
him where he is.
Shane's going to text you right
hang
now,
on.
Corey.
765.
8675309.
Put it back on.
Tim is in the house.
Tim who?
Tim Ryan.
Oh, Tim Ryan's in the house. Hell
Hey, Corey,
yeah.
how you doing, brother?
Hey,
Just
Tim.
making sure you're showing up and you're okay, man.
What's going on, Tim? Corey. Corey. Did you get that text from Shane right now? Nice. Alicia, how you doing? Still chilling? Still doing great?
Yeah,
Awesome.
baby.
Awesome.
That's what happens when you leave your number up like that. You get a phone call from me, baby, from me.
We don't know.
Okay? Text message anyways, not a phone call. I could phone him. I could Skype him right now.
All right.
Nothing. Saw them mention and wanted to join. Yeah, bro. Oh, so he's new.
Who is? Oh, nice.
Corey is new.
Awesome,
he said
Corey.
he saw the mention and he wanted to join.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is Corey here? I don't know.
He's got his camera on.
Oh,
right
nice.
There.
There he is right there. Look, he's got the beard going on. That's not easy to grow. I know. That's not easy. Good. Hey, Corey, how you doing, bro? I'm Shane. This is Manny. This is Natalie. This is Chad. Nice to meet you, brother.
Welcome, everybody, to the Tuesday night Recover Out Loud Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Tell us about Recover Out Loud, Natalie.
Yeah, Natalie.
I love this meeting because all are welcome. It's not your traditional, 12-step or AA meeting. It's for everybody that's suffering, whether it's you're currently in your addiction or you're, have a friend or family member that is struggling. It's just basically a place for everyone to come and share their experience, strength, and hope.
I would say it's a safe place.
Yeah,
I was making it kind of a little bit of a joke because,
Yeah, but I
You're
actually
in a weird mood.
weird mood. Yeah.
I actually do love it because this is a meeting for everybody. It's not just for addicts. It's for people that have lost loved ones.
Yeah.
It's for people who have
No lawyers, though.
addicts out there that are struggling with addiction. It's for addicts. It's for alcoholics. It's for anybody that
Lost somebody.
suffers from pain.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Now, I always do want to let everybody know that the Recover Out Loud is a meeting. It's not a program. So whatever you do on a daily basis to recover, whether that's a 12-step meeting or smart recovery, whatever it is that you do,
Keep doing it.
keep doing that.
Yeah, baby.
This is just a extra little.
Yeah.
extra
This is
little
fun.
add
This is just
on.
a fun night out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Out. Out. Out.
It's that Canadian coming out.
Out. How do you say
Say
it?
it like this. Out.
Out.
Yeah. He
I
actually
still
said
hear the accent.
He says oot.
Nice time. Out.
Well, we were actually doing a podcast, and he said, "Oot and
It's about time.
And the girl goes, "I don't know what oot means."
I know.
It was great.
I know.
I mean, I feel like you had to be there.
Yeah. No, it was so
Yeah.
funny.
definitely had to be there.
So it's not as funny when I say it the second time. Should we call out Peter Gates?
If
is
you
on
want to.
one?
Yeah, Peter
It
is on
literally
one.
has his
Gates.
full name up
His
there.
full name
I like
is
it,
there, and I
Peter.
really like that, but there's no video. I wonder what a guy like that looks like.
Yeah, I know. huh?
Driving.
You know, it's a very threatening name. Whoa!
Oh, there he is.
What I say? Driving.
Dang, you got
Oh,
a tie
yeah.
on and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
huh?
Looks like he's coming back from a job from the government or something.
Yeah. Are
Hoity-
you, are,
hoity
you,
toity.
are you a cop?
Yeah, man. Undercover? Are you undercover or what?
Anyways, we do actually know Peter Gates.
Yeah, he's a
He is
great guy.
A friend of ours.
Yeah,
and
we
he
love
him.
Works with us.
Yeah.
The Recover Out Loud is not an anonymous meeting. I also have to give this disclaimer.
Yeah,
This
we're
is-
Zooming.
This is on Zoom.
Yeah.
It's also being live streamed on YouTube Live. So if you don't want to turn your camera on, that's okay. If you don't want to talk, that's okay. We spend the first about 20 minutes
Bantering?
No.
listening to the speaker.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yep. Do you go by Manny or Emmanuel?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel?
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You guys have been.
Wow, I apologize.
Well, somebody
Wow.
told us
I
Manny.
I
so
respond
we've
to
been-
both. It's
Someone's told me Manny, so
And
I
we
went
were-
Manny. I
we-
never knew your name was Manuel. Sorry, bro.
that's all right. I respond to both, so
Manuel. What do you like Manuel better?
well, I like it's Emmanuel, just because of the meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Right, and that is
God with us.
God with us.
Yep.
Emmanuel, God with us.
It means God with
I
us.
love
Wow,
it.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, with no
God
It sounds-
further ado, should we
yeah.
turn it over? So you got 20 minutes.
Okay.
Talk about whatever you want to
Yeah.
talk about. This is your 20 minutes, and then we'll open it up for sharing after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, hello everyone. I'm so blessed to actually be here. So I'm Emmanuel from Heart to Soul Legacy. It's a company that I launched out basically because I believe that in the pandemic, there was so much friction between everybody else that I once felt like we should start leaving legacies of love. And then I began to explore that concept of what does leaving a legacy of love looks like. What can we do to make the generation coming up after us a better generation, So a little bit about me. I'm from the East Coast. I was originally born in Fort Belvoir, right outside of D.C., because my father was military. I grew up earlier on in their Northern Virginia, D.C. area. Then I moved to Philadelphia. So I tell everybody I'm from Philly because it is the city that made me who I am. My identity, my personality, the way that I dress, So again, the joke is, I apologize if I come off aggressive. I think it's the cheesesteaks, I don't know, constipated or something. I don't know. But reality, so a little bit about me. I don't actually have a substance that was like, ooh, gets the people going. For me, it was more about relationships. So just a little bit of me. I'm a survivor of sexual trauma when I was a child. And when it happened as a child, you're not actually like taught how to deal with that. So you're left to your own devices. And so for me, I struggled a lot with my sexuality in a sense growing up because, I don't believe that I'm attracted in a sense to the same sex. However, for the incident to happen the way that it happened, clearly I felt that I had pushed something out, to do that. So what I began to do was I began to chase after relationships. And my validation came from if a girl likes me, if I'm able to do this or whatever, that makes me a man, because that's what you hear growing up. But newsflash, my father is a pastor. And so I struggled a lot with this duality between what I believe spiritually I'm supposed to do and then what I was actually doing. And so, like the little cartoons where they had the devil on one side.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And then the angel, like that could literally what would happen. So I'd have one moment where I'm in the church or I'm around people that are spiritual and religious and things of that nature. And we're like, oh, praise God, he's good, he's amazing. But I'm literally dying on the inside and nobody can see it.
Yeah.
And to fill the void, I need to get into a relationship. I need to get validation from the opposite sex. I need to go and do that. And so what happened was it's whatever who I was talking to was into, that's what I got into. And it escalated and continued to grow and continued to grow and continued to grow until it got to the point where I was in college and I was literally hating the person that I was seeing when I was looking in the mirror because I'm not lining up to my full potential. I would go on stage and let's say I would sing or I would talk to people and I'm helping everybody else with their issues, yet on the inside, I'm the one that's dying, and no one can see it. And apparently for me, God doesn't exist because, well, if he did, why would you allow me to go through so much pain? But I learned that the pain and things that you go through are not actually for you. They're for the people that you're supposed to help, right? How can I know what strength is if I don't know what being weak is? How can I know what it means in a sense to be happy if I haven't experienced sadness, right? Think about it. If no one died and babies keep getting born, you're like, dang, man, another one? Like, we celebrate the fact that babies are born because we understand the fact that death happens. And so I got to the point, it got really bad, to the point where I actually became suicidal. I never attempted suicide, but I definitely romanticized death because I just got tired of feeling like I was living a double lifestyle. I have my family and friends who are just pouring so much into me, and coming from a military background, I know my parents didn't mean it to come off this way, but there was this level of perfection that needed to happen within the household. I have 2 older siblings, and, I love them to death, but they're like almost insanely perfect to me, and here I come up and I'm like, that's some crazy shoes I have to fill. So anyways, I got to the point that I got suicidal, and I remember I was coming back actually from my dorm and just feeling really depressed and low and numb. And I remember looking up to the sky and saying, God, like, if you're real, say something, do something. There has to be more to this than whatever is going on. And I heard it actually, it just in my head, a voice that said, like, it's in your name. And then I was confused because, I don't know if you guys are religious or whatever, but anyone who knows about anything with prayer, normally when you pray and you feel that God answers, it's normally not about what you asked him.
Right.
It's about something random that actually makes no sense to what's going on. So for me saying, like, I'm dying inside, and he's like, yeah, it's in your name. Like, that 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 here, And so me being the analytical person that I am, what I decided to do was I did a word study on my name because I believe a lot in the power of frequencies and the power of words. And I know back in the text, what would happen is they would literally name children so that they could walk in a manifestation of blessing. So my first name is Ryan. And the reason why I normally don't go by Ryan out here, because Ryan back in Philly was into all the mess. So I decided to go by my middle name because that's the first name that my mother had when she was naming me. So my first name is Ryan, and that means king. It means young ruler. It means young prince or royalty. Emmanuel means God with us. And then my last name is Griffin, which is the king of mythological animals and the natural sworn enemy of a dragon, the only one actually capable of slaying a dragon going toe-to-toe. So when you put my name together, I'm a king or I'm a ruler who God is always with, capable of slaying any dragon that comes up before me. And for me, that was the staple point of my identity. Like, don't get me wrong, the next weekend after it, I was still partying. Like, it wasn't like, it just happened and all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm good. No, it took a long time. It took trials. It took a lot of pain. But the reality is I now had a foothold into something that I could actually stand on. And so when I go around teaching in Heart to Soul, when we go around and we go into facilities or schools or wherever the case that we may end up at, we speak a lot on identity, which is apparently just one of the things that's just one of the hot topics, I believe that if you can understand who you are, you can understand the why. And I think in today's era, what happens is there's a difference between self-worth and self-esteem, but we confuse the two. So self-worth is just an internal, intrinsic understanding that you matter. You don't have to do anything for it. For the fact that you're human, for the fact that you're alive, you matter, and for those individuals or clients that come to me like, no, I don't matter, I don't do it. I always tell them, well, look up how much your organs look on the black market. Yeah. You're at least worth a house. We can start off with that, your worth doesn't change based upon your circumstances. The issue is we base our worth on our self-esteem. Our esteem is our perception of what you're worth. That's based upon the voices that your parents or your caregivers or your mistakes, that inner voice that says that you can't make it, that you're not good enough. That's your esteem. The issue is, how do we get our esteem to match what our worth is? Well, that comes from self-confidence. So self-confidence is based upon your ability. Your ability is based out of what you've overcome. So rather than looking at your past as, hey, this happened to me, it happened for me. As I said earlier, the things that you go through aren't for you, but for the people that you're supposed to help. So even with my story, as I begin to talk about it, I could look and said, man, yeah, I'm a victim. I can't do this. But reality is every time I tell my story, all of a sudden, people start saying, me too. I've gone through this. And every time I'm able to reach or talk to somebody, it makes sense now why I had to go through it. You know, you could talk about it, but people can tell the difference between street smarts and like book knowledge. And when it's real, that's how you change lives. The purpose of Heart to Soul Legacy is literally the transformation of lives, mending generational trauma. That concept of I'll never be good enough, the concept of I'll never get out, the concept of my father, it's my circumstances, reality, understanding that you are so much more than your circumstances. And the news flash is maybe the reason why no one else understands is because you're the one in your family that has the blueprint to take your family out. But we don't see it like that. You know, of course they don't know what you're doing. Why? Because you're the one that's building the legacy. You're the one that's been called to be, quote unquote, the Joseph to your family, you know? And I think that that embodies, as best as I can describe, part of the message of what the company is about. Just inspiring people to understand that not only are you greater than your mistakes, but your mistakes are actually your superpower. You know, when you look at, I always teach clients this. I say, you know, when you look at your thumbprints, right, and your thumbprints are uniquely yours, there's no one else on the planet that has the thumbprints the way that you do, right? And you make that by touching your mom's womb or whatever the case may be. So we're all artists, even though if we've lost it, you know, because I can't draw for nothing now. You know what I mean? But the reality is you're the ones that did that. So in doing something that you're unique and you're rare, you're limited, no one else can do what you do. I had a mentor that told me, he asked me and said, what was the richest place on earth? And, you know, people shout like Dubai or whatever. But the reality said the richest place on earth is a graveyard, because that is the place for all the untapped dreams, the potential things, the inventions that never made it to the light of day that were supposed to change humanity, but they never made it out. So that lets you know that only you can do what you're supposed to do. There's no one else on the planet that can actually do that. And that's the message that I want to leave you guys with. And so therefore, if you're rare and limited and uniquely one of a kind, well, what do you do when something's unique, right? When it's gold or jewels, like you put it in a safe, you got, you know, the lights and stuff, Kim Possible's trying to like get out there, you know, all that kind of stuff. But reality is you protect it. And if we're identifying the fact that you are unique in who you are, you're different in who you are, why do you allow so many people access to your energy? Right? These are this kind of questions. So once you can understand this idea, this concept, I believe this is where change happens. So let's not deal with the symptoms of what substance is and what trauma does, but let's deal with the little child that's still making decisions for the adult. So that's kind of what I want to say. Went off on a tangent, but
No, I love it.
you know,
I love it.
absolutely.
It's amazing.
I really like what
Yeah.
you just what you talked about, because it's everything that it's all the stuff that I put into my mind on a daily basis. A lot of it a lot of the things that you said, I hear similar stuff on Motiversity, motivational speakers, transformational speakers. You know, it made me think about something like I was listening to this one today, and the guy said, it's Inky Johnson. Inky Johnson says, "Who were you before the world told you who you were supposed to be?" Like, that's a powerful thing. Like who was I before the world told me that I couldn't do something or I couldn't achieve this? You know, that's where you need to go back to.
Right.
You know, because the truth is like people have told us that we can't do, which is so not true. Mm-hmm. Those are lies.
Yeah.
You know, and then the graveyard, man, I love that, because like, you know how that is the richest place in the world. You know how many people have amazing ideas, inventions that have never come to fruition because they were too afraid to go after them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, and all of this stuff that I'm saying right now reminds me of like a reel of Kobe Bryant. And it's a speech that he gave, and he says, and he says it so just like delicately. He's just like, go after your dreams,
Right.
go after them. You know.
Absolutely. There's another thing that I did. So I'm a little weirdo because I like psychology. So friends and stuff that watch movies, I'm like the annoying person. Like I can't watch the movie. I'm like, well, they're doing this because they have trauma when they're a child. And I'm like, yo, be quiet, bro. And I'm like, nah, like you don't understand. Like, so for example, I was watching Snow White. Yes, I'm a Disney kid, so don't judge me. I was watching Snow White, and I was just listening to the story. If you look at the story of Snow White, the stepmother, she's not ugly. She's actually quite beautiful. Like the story specifically says that she is like beautiful, right? And she's asking the mirror, like, you know, who's the fairest of them all? And eventually one day it says Snow White instead of her. And then she becomes ugly in her pursuit to destroy Snow White.
Yeah.
And then I begin to think about us. How many of us start out uniquely different, special, gorgeous, beautiful in who we are, but society, being the mirror, reflects what the definition of success is. The definition of a couple goal relationship is, of weight loss or whatever case, and then we destroy ourselves trying to chase after the delusion of what the mirror is reflecting, rather than understanding that starting off, you're already beautiful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
People don't. People a lot of times like man, you could be the most good-looking physical specimen in the world, but like for me, because I'm healthy, if you open your mouth and you're not healthy and you're mean and you're evil and you have nothing to offer the world or me or anybody else around me, all of a sudden I see how ugly you truly are. You know, beauty comes from within.
Absolutely.
I agree. Even what you said when you talk about superpower, I always refer to that now, because I used to always think the opposite of living just in like shame or guilt or whatnot from me being in recovery. But now, you know, partnering up with these guys and having this platform, it literally feeds my soul, because it is my superpower. And everything that I've went through is exactly what you said, in the sense of like, I don't look at it as in like, why me? Oh my God. It's more along the lines of, now it's like using my voice so that I can reach others, so that you're not alone. You can too walk through the fire.
Absolutely. I think a beautiful thing about that, and just letting you guys know too, just because we may be on a platform like this, that doesn't mean we don't have our bad days.
Of course.
You know, and I think that's one of the things people get caught up in, like, oh, well, they're there. They have this delusion of like they have it all together. Man, I'm insecure as I don't know what on a regular basis. You know, I'm constantly like trying to listen to motivational videos and things. And so the key about it is maintenance. You know, you just have to surround yourself with people that are going to speak life into you. I heard this thing. It was on like Instagram that he said there's a difference between like your day. Like he said, what's the death of a friendship? Like, how can you recognize like when a friendship is dying? And he said, you can recognize a friendship is dying if the only thing that you guys can talk about is your past. And he said that there's a difference between your day ones and your day twos. So your day one, you don't get to choose those. These are the people like from the sandbox days, from your environment or whatever case and be. They know the old you. But what you need to invest in is, in a sense, your day twos. These are the people you choose to be around. And your day twos, the conversation shifts from your past to now their future. I've been blessed, man, since I moved out here. I got a couple guys that I talk to that definitely hold me accountable. And every time we hang out, it turned into a business meeting. You know, it's just like, I just want to talk about the game. Next thing you know, like, hey, yo, man, there's this stock that we can invest in. And now we're talking about just life, or trying to go on vacation, or building, you know what I mean? And it's very different versus when I go back home to Philly and people see me doing different. Now they tease me for like choosing my mental health. You know, you know, they're like, oh, you're out there with in California on the beach, you Hollywood, you know, on the beach with the white girls and lattes. And I'm like, what? Like, not even, bro. Like, but all they want to talk about is what I used to do. And I thought that was just really powerful when I heard that, because I'm like, oh, that does make sense, because they don't, when you hang around people like that and they're only reminding you of their past, it's either two things. One, they're either jealous, or two, they're shameful because being around you shows them how much they still need to grow. And, you know, people are afraid of change,
Yeah.
you know, for sure.
Yeah. I liked what you said about, oh man, I just forgot what
It's all God, bro.
Yeah.
It just he boils down to God.
Right.
Everything he talks about, standing on a mountain of no's. Oh, you can't do that. Stay little, stay small, be safe.
Yeah.
You know, don't pass the message, don't
That's-
pass the word.
That's your book.
That's my book.
the
That's what
title
I'm
to your
writing.
book, yeah. The title of
Like-
your book is Standing on a Mountain of No's.
Yeah, that's like what he
That
was
is-
saying.
I'm gonna take that because I.
No, I have it written. I'm
I
telling you right now.
literally.
He
I
already
literally-
wrote it down.
I'm telling you right now.
I'm
look
like,
at
pull
this.
up my Instagram. It's
I
on
was
there.
raised. I was
What?
raised on a mountain of you can't do that and you're not smart enough.
Oh,
You
okay.
see,
That's-
I mean,
that's
your mountain of no's, just
Well,
basic,
I,
not exactly.
I wanted to
But
say,
yeah, I
though,
mean, I felt exactly what he was saying.
I do remember what I was going to say. Is that we do all have
You're
bad
welcome.
days. Thank you.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Finally,
Fuck.
Don't
like
make
this
him
is like,
forget.
just,
Holy
guys,
Forget
shit.
it. Let him get it out.
No, that's what I'm trying to make him forget right now.
You guys-
that's my job.
this is very typical
Rare.
of how my day is, and it's rare that Shane ever
Yeah,
helps me out.
ever,
I ask him a
ever.
question, and he says, "I
What?
don't know.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know." He
Spit
doesn't
it,
help.
spit it out before you forget.
Yeah.
We all have bad days.
All.
Yes.
Right? All of us have bad
Yes.
days. And I'll tell you what we do, because it's like it's a mindset thing when you have a bad day. You're having a bad day, you get up and you do it anyways. You know, if it's uncomfortable, if it's a hard day, you do it anyways. Shane's 14-year-old son?
Yeah.
15?
14.
He's not 15 yet?
No. 15, man. Oh, God. You put him on the spot here, bro.
We're going to say 14 and
We're
a
going to say
half.
14 and a half. Shit.
14 and a half-year-old son said to him
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Tell us what he
I
said.
feel awkward, but I still go through it
Yeah.
because that's what I have to do.
Right. That was like a profound thing
Yeah.
for a 14-year-old
Yeah.
to say, because that's stuff that like I didn't learn until I was 48.
Right? Me too.
48. I said 48.
Yeah.
I'm 49 now, in case anybody's wondering.
Yeah.
I juice though. Do you guys juice? Raise your hand if you juice. How come Peter's
No,
raising
not
his
to take
hand?
steroids. Actually, like
Oh,
Juice.
not-
No.
yeah, thank you. Not steroids. Not steroids. I'm talking about like juicing, like
Green juice.
Green juice.
beets.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Freak.
Did somebody think steroids, or,
I'm sure
or was
someone
that
did
just
that.
you?
We're laughing. People are laughing. You got 1 smile, 2 smile, 3 smile,
everybody's
4
like,
smile.
yeah,
Everyone.
that Chad-
Darcy smiled. Justin smiling. Zam's
Wil-
smiling.
Wilbur's cracking up
Wilbur's
because he was
cracking up.
like, that dude's doing steroids.
Oh, yeah, he's on steroids
Yeah.
there, right there. That's a killer. There you go.
All right, you guys, we've talked.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're
way
right. I forgot
long
about them. We got to open it up. Come on, Eva. You don't like this.
No.
You like that though.
Okay, guys, did you,
You like
see
the
how I
odds.
was dancing right there at the very end of the meeting?
Oh,
That's how we're gonna
God.
close it out. We're gonna get
Lord
everybody.
Lord have fucking
dancing.
mercy.
Have
All
a
right.
routine.
All right, who would like to share? Let's open it up. The rule for sharing is and we
1
don't like-
minute.
we don't like rules around here. 1 minute. Shane's a jerk. It is 3 minutes,
3
and at
fucking
the 3
minutes.
minute mark, you will hear. When you hear that, just wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up.
That's all.
Yeah,
you don't
we
have to
won't-
like
yeah.
stop right away, but just start to wrap
Oh,
it up.
we'd like you to stop right away, but wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be serious here. Stop.
Shane's on one tonight.
Yeah,
He had,
he
to,
did.
he had like
He
a
did.
coffee or
He
something.
did.
All
I
right,
did. I had
Chuck,
a
Chuck, you're
Starbucks.
up, man.
Chuck. Yeah, it was Chuck. This is
did,
recorded. Everything you say
Can't-
is going to be held against you in a court of law.
Did you hear how
This
he
is
said it?
on. This is on the internet for fucking ever. So everyone out there, watch it.
And he said against. Against.
Against.
I don't know what against.
Against whatever,
against
bro.
means.
Come on, man.
All right.
Chuck Zamzo.
Boom.
There we go. Come on, Michelangelo. Don't let us down. Hey,
All
Chuck.
right, now we're good. You guys hear me?
Yeah, oh yeah, baby.
All right, cool. Who's the gentleman that was actually speaking? I jumped on here a little late. I didn't catch his name.
I'm Emmanuel.
Nice to meet you, man. Great story, actually. Few things that I listened to when you were talking. You're talking the word change. You know how people just hate change. I hate it too, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I can go along with that all day long. But I got to turn that in. I always have to turn that around and have a little committee meeting up in my head to be able to accept all that change too. And the mountain of no's, dude, I like that. And I hated always being told no all the time. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. You're not good at this math class or that. And I always had to have to prove myself to everybody all the time about everything I've ever done. Even up to today, it feels like I got to prove something, or I'm not good enough, or I'm my own worst critic. I'll put it that way. And, I got that mountain of no's pretty quick when I heard that. And bad days usually lead to good days. I got to remember that. And I have my bad days too. Kind of today was one of those days, but I showed up to a meeting earlier today too. So, life is life, and I just got to keep working through that. I was writing things down as I'm listening. I have to do that because sometimes I forget, and I got that built-in forgetter. And I got to suit up and show up. That's the other thing that I was thinking about, having those bad days.
Yeah.
Even though I'm having those bad days, I got to suit up and show up, man. I have to do that, and being able to carry the message. And I heard about the suicide part of the story there. I don't know how many times I romanticized that whole thing when I was out drinking all the time, and always thinking about going into a ditch with my car or doing something stupid and trying to end my life. But I didn't have the cojones to do it. Just did not.
Right.
And eventually, all that succumbed to where I'm at today. And it was a great story, man. I really appreciate it, and that's about all I got, man. Thanks for letting me share.
Absolutely, man.
Thanks.
Awesome share.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
great
nice.
share.
That was nice.
Rachel Vaughn's in the house.
I like Vince Vaughn. That actor, he's funny.
Yeah, Rachel's funny too.
Rachel's funny.
There
too.
we go. Sorry, I couldn't figure out I'm doing it on my phone tonight, guys. Sorry. Yeah, that was a great share. Like, I love the last thing you said, how that little kid's still making the decisions for the adult. Man, I've had a rough 3 weeks. I am getting older. I'm 49 as well, and found out I had an inguinal hernia. And I don't know about the rest of you addicts, but surgeries excite me, because that means that I'm going to get that prescribed dope. And that also makes me hate me, because people don't get excited about surgeries, but it's like, woo, surgery. It's supposed to be same day. I'll do it on a Thursday. I'll be back to school driving on a Monday. I drive 2 hours one way to college to complete a bachelor's degree, and that's not what happened. The doctor cut into my bladder, and then they had to give me 5 bags of fluids to keep me alive, and then I had to be in the hospital for 5 days on a pump, on a Dilaudid pump. And then my IV got clogged and nobody noticed it. And at 1 a.m, the nurse is trying to pop it through. And my husband, at the same time the nurse pops it through, says, "Oh my God, is she going to get all the Dilaudid that she's hit the button for the last 6 hours?" And I did.
Oh, Jesus.
And my words to the nurse were, "I have Narcan in my backpack right over there if I OD." And I said, yep, there it is. And my brain remembered, oh, that's heroin. I remember that. And now my heart remembered, oh my God, that's heroin. I remember that. And I didn't OD, and I did okay, but I was petrified. I hurt so bad. I didn't want to hit the button. I just wanted to get in, get this damn surgery over with, and move on with my life so I can get out there and share my experience, strength, and hope, and help somebody else. And God had other plans. And that little girl in me was screaming, "Let's don't feel it. Remember how easy it is to not feel it?" And I've thought, well, I could just quit now, and I could go to Walmart. I've worked at a couple Walmarts, pay off those student loans. And then my heart says, no, this is what you were put on earth to do. And then my little girl says, but it hurts, it's hard. And so today, that surgery was October 5th. Today, I drove myself to town and went to 4 stores. I requested the lowest, most mild opiate tramadol that I could take. I've taken 2 pills in the last 2 days. And I got up and I made dinner for me and my husband, and he said it was wonderful. And I'm driving myself 2 hours to school tomorrow. I'm spending 4 hours in class, and I'm driving myself 2 hours home. And I'm doing it, and I'm not relapsing, and I'm not going to go the easy way. I'm going to go the hard way, because that's the way the big girl in me today says I have to go.
Absolutely.
So that was a really great talk. I hate to get on here and get all emotional, but I'm alive. And regardless of what's happened the last 3 weeks, I'm still clean. And I'm the adult taking care of that little girl that hurt for so long. But I'm still me, and I'm still in recovery. Thanks for your share.
Oh, absolutely. That was amazing.
Yeah,
Am I,
that was
can I say
amazing.
something
Oh yeah.
to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead for sure.
I just want to say, man, one of the things that really helped me out is there's a scripture that says that in our weakness, he's glorified, you know, and in understanding that in our weakness, he's glorified, it's nothing wrong with being afraid. There's nothing wrong with feeling the concept of shame or guilt. There's nothing wrong with that fear. Actually, you're allowed to sit with that fear, but recognize that you don't have to hold on to it. Sitting with it allows you to just be in the moment, understand that I'm a human and I'm normal. But recognizing as we lean into what our higher power does, when you have these moments, you're in the perfect place for a miracle. So for example, the story that you're sharing now can help other people that are going to have to go through the very same thing you're going through, that feel like they won't be strong enough to do it. And that's what I mean by the things we go through aren't for us, but for the people that we're actually supposed to help, man. So I'll definitely keep you in prayer, but super proud of you for sure.
Absolutely. Love you, Rachel. You are an amazing woman, and keep up the good work and stay strong. You are worth it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good job. Alicia, you're up.
What's going on, guys?
How are you?
I'm so good, so good. I'm glad to be here tonight. It's been a minute since I've been on here and actually shared, probably since I actually came down there for treatment. I want to say thank you for your share, dude. That share was that was like life changing, dude, mind blowing. Because I love the way that you're expressing to us all just to find the uniqueness in ourselves, and because like loving myself has been a huge struggle for me, and that's I think a big reason why I relapsed this last time. And it's been a journey, you know what I mean, since I came down there to Hope by the Sea, met Chad and Shane, and ended up leaving. Like, I honestly had a lot of fear on board when I left, but I didn't let anyone see it. But I also had so much faith in God and determination in myself that I was going to do what I said I was going to do, what I wanted to do. And that's exactly what I did. You know, I didn't complete the treatment there, but I came home with and moved right into sober living. I actually didn't even leave the treatment center until I had a spot in sober living. And that's what change means to me. Like, change means it's so different to me now, because like this time around, I became willing to do whatever I needed to do for my recovery. And that meant taking all the suggestions from my sponsor, from the women around me, from you guys. This meeting, honestly, Chad, you saved my life. Like, if it wasn't for, and all my meetings that I'm going to like 2 or 3 meetings a day right now since I got home. I share in every one of my meetings that this right here, this podcast, you, Chad, you reaching out, giving me what you gave me, that gift, like that saved my life. That is a big reason why I didn't go back out when I got home. You are a motivator. This podcast is a motivator for me. Like, you guys saved my life. And having people like Emmanuel share his story and just motivate the hell out of us, like, that's uplifting. I look forward to this meeting every single day. And I thank God for this meeting every single day, because there's not really one around like it, honestly. Like, you guys change lives daily in that center, on this meeting every Tuesday. Yeah, you guys changed my life for sure, and I'm so grateful for it. Carly, I love you. It's so good to see you. That's all I got.
Amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and so proud of you that you're doing the deal. It makes it all worth it to me. You know, that's why I started doing this 22 years ago, is for that exact reason right there.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
You know, that is the exact reason why. You know, I truly believe that's the reason why God left me here. You know, because
for
I should
sure.
have died in a car accident, and you know, I learned how to do something different. You know, and I just try to be a beacon of hope for other people.
A beacon.
A beacon.
It's a funny word.
I know, it really
It's
is.
a funny word. Beacon. I'm high.
You know what? Okay, by next week, Shane has to write this down. Somebody put it in somewhere. We need to know what beacon means.
Beacon.
Shane's really into words right
Beacon.
now, so
I got it.
He's gonna look it
Beacon.
up, and he's gonna give us the full breakdown of the word
Beacon.
next week.
Beacon.
Julian, you're up, my man.
Yeah, baby. Be a beacon. I'm going to put that in my notes here underneath my living on a mountain of no's. Right underneath
hear me?
that.
Yep, we can hear you now.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Great.
Good.
Doing amazing.
Hey, first, I just want to thank. This is my first time coming on here, and I just want to thank y'all for this outlet. Also want to thank Emmanuel, man. You a powerful guy. You a powerful brother. Keep doing what you're doing, man. So a little bit about me, and my name is Julian. I'm from Boston. I'm Boston's top motivational speaker.
Woo.
Okay.
So a little something. I'm a recovering heroin addict. I've been clean for 17 years. I did 8.5 years in the feds for unarmed bank robbery. So I've been home 9 years now, and I changed my life. So I came home, got my CDL license, and like for like the last 7 years I've been driving the cement truck. But the last 4 years I've been doing motivational speaking. I'm going to high schools, colleges, sober houses, and rehab, just to share my story and
Nice.
and give hope to people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Love it.
But just recently I just put my 2 weeks notice in to go full time speaking.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
And man, I just want to, I just, like I said, I just want to thank you for this platform. And I also want to say, talk about a verse in the Bible. It's Galatians 6:9, and it says, and let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose our heart. So whatever you guys are going through, man, just know that, a change is gonna come. A change is gonna come. Like the brother Emmanuel said, none of us are perfect. We all go through things. Even though we on a level of showing love and spreading love, we still go through things. And by surrounding yourself with positive people and people that are doing better than you or heading the same way you're going, it sets you up to not fail. You need people to root you on, them are the type of people you need to be surrounded with, So once again, man, I thank y'all, man, and I'm just going to land with that.
Wow. Thank you.
man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
I love this meeting.
Yeah, this meeting is so good.
Beacon.
You're still.
Oh, I'm on it, bro.
Get it.
I'm on it.
Corey, you're up.
Hey, Corey. What's up, brother?
Hey guys, first time on this meeting as well. Corey, I am an alcoholic. Did hear you mention that this isn't like a 12-step meeting or anything, but very, very, very grateful to be here, and thank you so much for your story, Emmanuel. Hearing the word romanticize suicide is kind of, I guess, how I've been trying to explain it in my story, but I've never really had the words other than just like ideation, and so thank you for putting that, in my repertoire of my story and stuff. I just think that, I followed you guys, the podcast, for a little while now. I'm friends with the guy who's been on there a couple times, and I was actually in the middle of watching your latest Flex Wheeler episode when the Instagram mention came out. So I was like, oh, it's a sign, better go. So
Nice.
That's awesome.
So I joined this meeting, and I love it so far, man. It's great to be being something tonight, you know, and I wasn't really going to be doing anything. The child making decisions for you, your inner child kind of thing, making decisions for you really spoke to me as well, but maybe not in a way that it was intended. It made me think of how I was and all the potential I had, you know, before I started drinking, and how I used to just like be this fun loving guy out on the golf course as a 15-year-old, just doing stupid shit and just having a blast. And a little over 2 years now sober, and my son took a small interest in golf, and now I get to do that with my son. And I've one thing that I love about sobriety so much is that I'm finding genuine joy in things that I used to have joy in. And yeah, it's an amazing life so far, and I'm very grateful every day to be sober. And yeah, I'm looking at my daughter right in front of me right now. I just got her a little cutie to eat, and yeah, just life is good this evening. And I want to thank you all for your shares and for being here for me, because I needed something tonight. So thank you.
Absolutely.
We're glad you're here.
Yeah, and you got my number now, bro.
Man, I love that share, man. So genuine, so joy.
Yeah.
That's why Shane and I do that stupid dance that we do when we ask Michelangelo to cue the music.
Yeah.
And Shane likes to do the
I
thing.
he likes to do that.
love it. I really
Because it's like,
really
you know,
gets
it's
me
just
going.
like little things that like I would have done when I was a kid.
Sure.
That brought me so much joy.
Yes.
And then as I got older,
got shy
those
and-
things I got
yeah,
shy.
yeah.
Those things embarrassed me.
Yes.
Yeah.
People told me, "Oh, that's not cool to
Yeah.
do."
Right.
And
Right.
I'm like, "No, you know what? I'm gonna do whatever I want."
Some people
do
not
now.
enjoying themselves and
Yeah,
involving themselves
grumpy
with
people,
us.
Grumpy
They're just
people.
sitting there
That's okay,
quiet.
too.
That's fine. I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't judge her.
I wasn't. I was
She's
just
gonna
saying.
dance.
Why, Michelangelo wasn't fucking dancing either.
Anyways, I really loved your share.
Yeah.
It really brought something to me about just being my authentic self and the joy that I've received, you know, from the gifts of recovery. Because like the program that I went to didn't have the promises. The program I went to, it had one promise, and that was freedom from active addiction. You know, but with freedom from active addiction came everything else that's wonderful in my life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know. All right, let's see who else wants to share.
If I don't mind, if I could mention something
Yeah,
to that.
absolutely.
There's a book that I actually read that really was transformative for me. It had nothing to do with recovery. It was called The Power of Habit. I forget exactly who it's by. And the biggest thing that I learned in The Power of Habit was it takes like 21, 22 days to start one. They talk about that in order to create a habit, what you actually focus on is the reward, not the actual action itself, because we're creatures of habit, but it's the reward that we chase after. So they marketed this concept about Febreze, right? So they started off with Febreze being like a cleaning product, but no one was buying it at all. Like you would have like random people and every once in a while. So they did these polls and they asked this lady, well, like, why do you buy it? She said, well, I like the feeling and the smell and the freshness of it is after I finish cleaning. And that's why we have all these random fragrances. But the reward was the feeling of satisfaction after the work of cleaning. So now when you spray Febreze, it gives you the satisfaction that I cleaned something. It represents the work that you put into it, not the fact that it's actually cleaning. So if you're chasing after the reward, you ask yourself, what is the reward you would give yourself after a hard day? A beer? You would roll up a blunt? I deserve this. I worked all day. Let me bust open a can of like a 6-pack or whatever. So the reward indicates the reason why we feel we deserve this is because, we had a hard day. It was rough. So I always teach clients, like, why don't we change the concept of what reward is? So I don't have to go to a meeting. I get to go to a meeting.
Yeah, I love that.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Love that.
And if you change the reward at the end of every day to whatever, I don't know, it could be ice cream, whatever the case may be, it'll change the dynamic of the habit that we're actually working to create. And I got that from that book, and it was really powerful.
Love it.
I love that too, but don't change his ice cream, bro, because
right.
you know what happens to you.
Oh, what? No,
when you stop off at the Silver Spoon every fucking night.
Silver spoon. Golden spoon.
Golden spoon.
Silver spoon. That's what I was fed with when growing up was the silver spoon.
Now you're hooked on the golden. Shit.
Absolutely.
Not true, guys. Not true.
All right.
Kind of is.
We got who's this?
Stagehand. Stagehand. We just met you like last week.
Hey y'all, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
I am a Hopeaholic. My name is Stagehand Sally. Today I had a pretty rough day, and I thought maybe I would share with you guys for the first time. I honestly was just going to listen and observe a little, get to know y'all, but last week was really eye-opening, and even though it's not a large group of people, it just really felt wholesome and pure because it's nerve-wracking for any addict to walk into a room full of other strangers and talk about themselves. And I feel like in this situation, you can have hope. You could be possibly a friend or family member of an addict. Mm-hmm. And I think you can just kind of step away from the screen and do it nice and discreetly this way. And we're sharing on a really ultimately a new way of technology to treat ourselves and heal ourselves. You know, this is a change for the better, y'all. I'm very proud of all of you individually as human beings. I'm very honored and hopeful for the future that you would even invite or include me in a meeting where I can honestly say I'm not an addict in any way, an alcoholic or drug addict per se, but I do have other issues, right? Like we all do. Mm-hmm. And I believe lots of other things can be addicting in the world that we live in. And you all know the list of items here, right? For sure. But it's such a slippery slope when the world throws turns at you left and right. And, you know, about our habits that we've had in the past, whether they're good or bad, we tend to gravitate to whatever feels most comforting, right? And so in times of struggle, you know, I tend to just overeat, okay? And that is a big issue in my life, that my whole adult life I've struggled with because of my poor parenting that I was upraised with. They did not encourage me the correct ingredients. Okay. It was Fruity Pebbles on the top of the fridge. And if the bread was moldy, you know, we would cut off that piece and move on, you know? So I had to kind of shake off some old parenting to retrain my brain how to consume food in general. But, you know, I've lived with and married an addict and attended many Al-Anon meetings. And it's exhausting, you know, to live life day after day and know the people around you are struggling too, but they're hiding it and no one wants to speak out loud about it. And it's just so sad because in the technology we have, even though I was praising it a moment ago, it's also very toxic in ways to where we just want to be seen, want to be heard, want to be loved. And when you don't get that in return because of whatever circumstances you were handed, then that's staring at the rest of the internet, not giving them any kind of recognition, right? So then it can turn them to a more negative spiral, you know? So having the Hopeaholics come to life, man, y'all, it is just amazing what you're doing. And I hope it spreads like wildfire all over the country. And this time next year, we'll have 1 year from now, maybe 500 people in the room at one time, you know?
We're hoping for like a million in the room at one time.
That is cool.
I mean, we really truly are, and thank you for your share because I want to tell you guys that she's not an addict, and like I could relate so much to everything that you're saying. And I hope that you also too can relate to what, the things that I say, because like I'm actually like the one thing that has changed for me is like, alcohol and drugs were just a symptom of my real problems, which was my thinking. My thinking was wrong. You know, what the things I thought about myself were wrong. The things I was taught. I had sexual trauma too as a young child. And you know, so things were like twisted in my brain, and I held on to pain for a long time until the pain became so severe that I only had one choice, and that choice was to make a change in my life. You know, and I do quote 12-step literature a lot because there's so much good stuff in there. But like when the pain of remaining the same outweighs the fear of change, like when you're in so much pain that you're no longer in the fear to change, you'll change.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what sucks for some of us, for many of us, is that we have a high pain tolerance.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't have to. You can make the choice to change today. You can start, you know, with little baby steps and start making little changes in your life. You know?
Agree.
Fuck yeah.
And I think that's the difference between like dealing with relationships, specifically like trauma bonding and compatibility. They feel the
Sure.
same, but they're vastly different. You know, trauma bonding, like, you know, anyone that comes from the East Coast or an inner city type of environment or whatever the case may be, like, I'm going to relate to you. You know, we all grew up. I know what the shoestrings on the wires look like. You had that weird Pizza Hut Taco Bell combo, and you know what I mean, that weird. So you have that understanding, but the difference is with trauma bonding, it'll make you feel comfortable at first but turn toxic.
Yeah.
Compatibility means it'll be slightly uncomfortable, but it'll turn into safe, because compatibility is all about the future.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to come from the same environment to know that we're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah. It's just a reminder that, you know, they put the size of the rear view mirror on a car is a specific size, and the windshield is much bigger, because you can't drive your car looking in the rear view mirror, just like you can't live life looking backwards.
I tried once.
You tried driving in
Really fast.
How did that turn out?
2 lanes. So I was 17 years old. We're playing ball hockey. I was in my grandmother's car, a blue car, 4-door.
a Canadian
my
true
God.
And I went backwards, and I'd never forget, there was like 30 guys lying around. I in reverse, and I just slammed, and I'm going like 50, 60 miles an hour. And I'll tell you something, when you're going backwards, one little turn is a big turn.
Yeah.
I was trying to go this way, and I went the other way, and I hit a car, and there was no damage really on the car. I hit him on an angle, but I popped him onto the curb. And then me and 10 buddies dropped him back off the curb.
Oh my gosh.
Just drove away.
So how did that work out? What is the moral of the story?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
do
Don't
it.
drive.
Don't drive backwards.
Don't drive backwards.
Don't drive backwards. And if you do drive backwards into the car, just, you know, leave a
Have
note.
friends.
Leave a note with someone else's name on it.
We got time for a couple more.
I just wanted to say one
Yes.
thing. This is why I love this meeting so much, because even like Emmanuel, you sharing, like, you don't suffer from like substance or alcoholism or anything like that. Stagehand Sally, you just shared an awesome share as well, and that's why I love this meeting, is because we're all in the same game. Like, we all suffer the same thing. We all have to move forward, and we all have to make that conscious decision of making that change for ourselves, you know, a day at a time. And that's where it's like so relatable, and it's so like amazing to hear everybody's story, because we've all been in that place, whether it's with substance or not. It's still, when you remove the substance, you still have yourself to deal with.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's pretty amazing to have a meeting like this, and for you guys to be so open and coming in and sharing your stories of whether it's what you're going on, like this moment in your life, or you know, what it has been going on, because it gives me hope. It gives me those little glimmers of those bad days of you keep going, you keep showing up.
Just never know.
Absolutely.
Hey, Joseph, we love you too, buddy.
L'Amour. Michael L'Amour. I believe his first name is Michael.
That's correct. How you guys doing?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I just want to say, you guys make getting sober fun.
Ah.
You guys remind me that it's possible to have fun
Yes.
without getting loaded, without getting fucked up. And I just want to give you the biggest piece of gratitude I possibly can.
Oh,
I
that's
say thank
nice.
you. And I watch you guys' podcasts and everything. Please keep it up. there's people out there like myself, but we look up to you guys. We're jealous and we're happy, and you show the light at the end of the the light at the end of the tunnel. So thank you. That's all I want to say.
Damn, you see, this is the shit I'm talking about, man. Eva.
It is. It's amazing.
Right? How does that make you feel? I mean, for me, it's just like, I just feel like, fuck yeah.
It's crazy because for so long I lived in this, like, you talked about duality, and that was totally me, because I wanted to live like I have my shit together, but I was killing myself, dying inside, and trying to keep like these two worlds completely separate. And obviously that didn't work out too well for me. But now it's like, if anybody asks me a question, I have no problem like shouting from the top of my lungs about working a program or being in recovery or being an alcoholic or an addict, and sharing my story, just because now it is my superpower. Like, it's given me so much strength, where I feel like when you are able to do the work and look at yourself and, you know, take accountability for some of the stuff, it just it like fuels you with that power to help somebody else.
For sure. I think the Shaolin have something so like, it's like the law of integrity, something of that nature, or like the law and harmony. But their concept is like living your truth to the fullest in mind, body, and soul. And what'll happen is, so what'll look like is they'll say like, you're supposed to develop, there are 3 relationships you're supposed to develop in your life. And these are the most important relationships you will ever develop. The first relationship you develop is with a mentor. And this is somebody that you seek out. You know, this is somebody that matches your definition of success, that may come from wherever the case may be. But, you know, a lot of it, for example, if I come from an abusive background, I don't know what true love is. So I need to define what healthy love looks like and then chase after that. And so the mentor is someone who is further along, that's going to pour into you. Hey, you know, step here to the left, step here to the right. The second relationship you develop should be with a peer. This is someone on your own playing level, but this is you just doing life on life terms. So if I tell you information and you information, you guys will receive it differently, but because you guys are equal, when you guys are talking about it, it becomes real in a sense to you. These are the people that are supposed to inspire you. So technically like your day 2s that I mentioned earlier. And the last one, which a lot of us forget, is you're supposed to find a mentee. I always teach my clients that if you can't teach it, you don't know it. You know, and that's the thing. You know, you'll hear people come to, oh, I got this, I've heard this before. But if you can't teach it, because true leadership is nothing more than being able to duplicate yourself and serving the community. So in me pouring into somebody else, that means I have to know the material. And not only that, I'm also accountable for them. So, for example, I would tell clients all the time. So let's say, for example, I go to a bar, right? There's no doubt in my mind I can go to the bar, I could drink, I'd have no issue going to work the next day. The issue that I'm having now is what if one of my clients come into that bar? That means everything that I've been teaching doesn't mean anything anymore. So it's not that I can't do it, but you can't let your freedoms cause the other people under you to stumble. And so it helps you keep a line of accountability to where even if you are further along in your program, recognizing that maybe somebody that's looking up to you isn't. So therefore, because we're about community, we still don't do those kind of things.
I just got another word. I'm sorry. That's why I went for my fun, because I just got integrity.
Nice.
That's what I got.
So I wanted to say 2 things. One, I can tell you
integrity.
I can.
Oh my God.
He only speaks.
He
doesn't.
Speaks to his phone.
Speaks
It's like wild.
He speaks to text.
Yeah.
You should see how he's yelling at
Yeah.
his phone half the time out when we're off air. But I just wanted to say that Natalie does practice what she preaches, and I see this on a daily basis because one, I follow her on Instagram, so sometimes she videos herself walking to a meeting or her shoes inside of a meeting, just little things,
coffee,
or like earlier I was yelling, she was on the phone with her sponsee, like, she walks the talk. And also, if you guys didn't know, the evolution is upon us. If you don't,
evolution is back, baby. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, keep going.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
That's it for the Natalie part.
That's it.
Follow her on Instagram.
Yeah,
Natalie,
follow her on Instagram, man.
Natalie
Come on,
Marie.
Natalie Marie. We're gonna.
But it's true of what you're saying though. Is like I feel like my program is tighter now since I've linked up and joined the Hopeaholics podcast and everything like that, because I cannot I would not be able to go home and look myself in the mirror and go to bed feeling good about myself if I wasn't doing what I'm talking about.
Right.
So it's like it just tightens up what I'm doing and making sure that you know, all my shit is together in that realm.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that way I'm like, okay.
And now you're walking in integrity.
Right.
Integrity is a big word.
We're not sure
that.
yet. We're not sure. We don't know what it means yet. We're not sure. We're going to find out
feeds
next
your
week
confidence.
or tomorrow what it means.
True,
Exactly
because,
what it
once
means.
the confidence happens, because like when the way
Michelangelo.
the way that confidence works is that, you know, it's based upon your ability, which is what you've overcome. So the more you overcome, the more you know that I can do. So for example, like I'll have clients like, you know guys that have been to like treatment. You got those like treatment drug lords. Everyone was moving weight. Everyone was El Chapo's cousin. You know those guys, right? You know, like, bro, you had an ounce of weed, bro. Like, sit down somewhere, right? But we had like clients and stuff like that. They were talking about the concept of like, yeah, I was playing with guns and I was doing this and blah 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 and gang and all this stuff, and then they'd be terrified to go work at Jack in the Box.
Right.
And I'm like, well, bro, if you had a gun in your face, I feel like you should be able to go to a middle-aged man and ask for a job. Now, we don't see it like that, but the reality is if you've been in that environment, you guys have struggled when it comes down to suicide or overdose. That means you've looked death in the face and you survived. That means there's literally nothing on the planet that you can't, in a sense, begin to accomplish. And that's why it's based upon your ability. What have you overcome? You know, for sure.
Yeah, and we preach a lot on the Hopeaholics, you know, stacking wins. See, it's easy it gets easier, right? As you start to stack a bunch of wins, when you start to stack a mountain of wins instead of a mountain of no's, you know, like I realize that there's nothing that I can't do. But let's rewind 20 years ago when I hadn't accomplished anything. I dropped out of high school. I sold drugs. I wasn't moving weight because I sucked because I did all the drugs that I got.
You were a consumer.
Number one.
You were a consumer. You were the number one consumer of the block.
I broke the number one. Which does anybody know?
Yeah, I know which movie it was.
Which crack commandment?
Number one.
It's
like 3 or
never get high on your own supply.
She didn't learn her lesson.
Yeah, I didn't.
She didn't learn her lesson.
I didn't know how to do that.
What's that movie? She did her. She was good in that movie.
Oh, what?
The movie.
Blow?
Oh, no.
I don't know what.
This was Al Pacino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bro. When she was coming down the elevator, she was, you always got to hide in your supply. And don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, but I was a horrible drug dealer. But so I rewind all the way. I was afraid to go get a job because I was 22 years old and I had never had a job before because I had never accomplished anything. Nothing. I didn't graduate high school. I failed at drug dealing. I was in and out of jail. And now need to go get a job for the very first time. I was petrified. I had never had an interview. I'd never filled out an application. And I have like third grade handwriting.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, you know?
Yeah.
But I did it anyways.
Absolutely.
And fast forward 22 years later, I
Look at you
truly am. No, but I really, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I'm living a life beyond my wildest dreams. I never thought I would be accomplish what I've accomplished.
That's amazing.
Ever. Anyways, I want to close on that.
No, we don't want to close yet. I was a pool guy.
Give you guys
I was
a
the pool
moment
guy. I was the pool guy when I was 17, 18. I was the pool guy.
Hunks
that was my job.
Did you have was it called Hunks and Trunks?
No, I was just a pool attendant. I worked at a pool.
I watched.
I learned to swim, and I was
You did
like
what?
those big ass trucks.
Yeah, you watched them. God, see that? Everyone had something. We have two singers in the house, and we have to build something out, bro. Emily's right there. She's nodding yes, up and down.
Oh yeah.
She just nodded yes.
Would you guys like to hear somebody like do something? We'll do something totally different.
Yeah,
and
something
we'll end it
some
out
gospel
with,
or something.
with some singing.
What?
Oh, we have one.
Oh,
we have a share. We Shane.
Shane would like to connect. I feel there's a definite need for a resource for one that has a degree besides treatment. It is amazing. Yes, I believe, Andrew, we're already talking, aren't we? We've been texting. Andrea, sorry. Andrea.
Darcy, you're up.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So I just want to thank you guys for doing this. This is my first time ever going to any kind of meeting whatsoever. I'm 5 years pill free, all the pills.
Amazing.
I'm 3 years alcohol free, and this is day 2 of cannabis.
Wow. Good for you.
I don't think I would have made it today without this meeting tonight. So thank you very much.
Yay.
Glad you're here.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
What else? Tell us more.
All of it. It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, I never got to go to treatment. So I never I've done it all myself all these times. And for some reason, this final thing is the hardest.
Well, keep it up.
I
And
think it's hard to let go because it's the one thing I did have control over.
What was that exactly, though?
cannabis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
but
is the last thing.
Yeah, but now you can turn to what? Now you can turn to what? What are you going to turn to now instead of cannabis?
Ice cream?
You know what? I love.
That's nice.
I love that answer. I know Shane's trying to get something else out of you, but
Yeah. No, but that's nice.
No, really, this is just, it's almost like a personal thing to defeat things. I don't know. It's just stubborn in me.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to keep going with everything. This is actually job related. And I got to choose whether I wanted to do it this way or not. And I chose yes.
Good for you.
Nice.
Good for you. Listen, drop us a line at the Hopeaholics. DM us. I'll give you my number. We'll talk anytime you're going through something rough. I'll text you, or Natalie will text you from my phone number, and we'll just we'll talk.
For sure.
I'll
You
put
know
it
what
right
I'm
in the chat.
Well, I don't. Yeah, send it down. Okay, yeah, send it anywhere. DM us. That's better. Or whatever you want to do. Yeah, anything you want to do. I'm here.
I'm pretty sure most of the people on this meeting are,
Okay.
Yeah.
No killers.
I don't
No
know.
killers.
There could be. Just be careful. Always be careful.
I don't know. Look at that one. Look at that one guy there sitting down in his white shirt, all tatted up. What's his name? Ryan. He looks. Justin.
Justin.
I talked to Justin, man. He's a good guy. I talked to Wilbur. I talked to Justin. I talked to Wilbur. Yeah. Anybody who wants to call the DM or DM us on Hopeaholics, bro, I give you my number. Check in with me. I check in with you. I love it. It keeps me sane. I love it.
There's her number.
Okay, beautiful.
All right.
Awesome.
I'm gonna send her a text message right now.
We've got stagehand Sally wants to say a couple more words.
561.
And then we're gonna close it out.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
With a small song.
Hey, y'all, I just had one last thing I wanted to add. Besides being so grateful to God for being able to stumble upon you guys by chance. I don't know how all of you came together, or at least the three of you, but whatever it is, it's a great group. You guys really blend well together. So my last share with you guys was what had me in such a terrible day today. And it was the passing of a high school a childhood friend, and he was a boyfriend for a quick moment in time. And we made a mistake and had an abortion at 21 years old. So anyway, I've lived with that guilt, and I think that probably contributed to my overeating. Okay. And it triggered me today to just, immediately, I don't know what it is about the addiction habits that we all have, but I immediately wanted to make some terrible food choices. And Wendy's came out with that pumpkin frosty, and I was like, holy shit, I'm going, but I just, I have to reel it in and just, take a deep breath and realize I have a really big problem with overeating. My whole life I've struggled. So for y'all all to know, the difference in females that you're listening to here all together is wildly different and amazing. And I love all of our talents together that we are as people, whether or not one person is an international superstar or we're just living on our small local block in our neighborhood. We all have these things that trigger us, and sometimes just listening to other people's story will trigger you to, and I really, today, finding out losing this boyfriend, I felt so much guilt about what we had done in the past together. We were going to take it to our grave and not share with our family because we were so ashamed of it. But, I'm going to tell y'all because I have a feeling that's why I overate so long. So anyway, I do have a 9-year-old beautiful boy now, and I was graced by God with one boy. So, I have him late in the game, and that's cool to be 48 with a kid. Trust me, it's better than 20, okay, with a 9-year-old. So, y'all, I'm really appreciate y'all. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. What a great night, bro. I mean, an hour,
Amazing night.
hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half. Really, we were on because we came on early.
You set the table though, so
Yeah.
amazing
Great
job.
share,
Awesome
dude.
share.
Yeah.
Like,
Great share.
very powerful. Clearly, God is doing
Yeah.
something with you, and what you're doing is clearly evident. So keep doing the damn thing because you're changing lives as well.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Just
One?
one last thing, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Just last thing, my Instagram is heart2 Soul Legacy. So I just post a lot of motivational things. So a lot of the stuff that I talk about is on there. So I mean, it's just
Say
a
it again.
page. Heart2 and Soul Legacy. Heart2 Soul Legacy is my IG. And on there, basically, you'll catch events of where I'm at, or versus like, I like to post daily just motivational quotes and things just to kind of help people out throughout
Nice.
the day. for sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally we do that. Normally we try to tell.
Yeah, ask all the time. We were,
So,
yeah.
What the hell?
Alright.
We were just
Rude
blown
tonight.
away.
Just
We were
rude.
No, we were just in it.
Very
you know?
in it, yeah.
Very in it.
Yeah,
Living.
absolutely.
So
For sure.
well done.
Thank you guys
Shane?
for having me.
God.
What? No.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, singing. We're going to sing, or what are we doing?
I don't know.
You said Shane. Should I sing? Way down south.
I don't mind. I'll do something real
Yeah,
quick.
let's do something real quick, bro.
Oh my gosh. This
Here we
is
go.
Exciting.
This is
Just something real quick. Just something small. Won't be lost.
I need to get this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She only has 6.5 million followers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shane. Why did you do that?
What?
I don't know. I
do what?
do that.
What did I do? What? Bro. Brother. What I do, brother?
Okay, go.
ahead.
Just stop,
Ready?
Shane.
Good? Yes? We're good? Good? All right. Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me, yeah. You have been so, so good to me. Whoa. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. And you have been so, so kind to me. Good.
Nice.
Amazing.
Great voice.
Woo!
Way to
Great
end
voice.
this
That was see?
How about that, guys? How about
Shoot.
that? All right. I need everybody to get ready because we're going to close
Oh
it
my
out.
God. You're going to ruin it
Turn
now?
on your cameras if you
All right.
can.
Everyone's dancing.
Wait, do you dance before the Serenity Prayer?
Yeah.
We dance before
Otherwise,
the
no one will
ceremony.
do it.
Yeah, because if we do, then they
Okay.
log off.
Okay.
So
All right. Everyone shake your hands.
we're gonna get your hands up.
Let's go. I want to
Everybody's
see.
hands up.
Don't be shaking your head, Justin. Let's go.
We're
Get
gonna-
your
let's
fucking
go.
hands
Cue
up,
the
bro.
music, cue the music.
You shaking
cue
your
the music.
fucking head on us. Yeah,
Here we go.
baby. There we go.
Here we
Shake
go.
it down, baby. Shake it. That's what I'm talking about, motherfuckers. Woo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Too excited. I was too excited because everyone's rocking and rolling out there, baby. Woo! Yeah.
All right. I just want to know what other
Fuck, I'm
meeting
sweating right now.
does that?
Yeah. It's
What
awesome.
other meeting
This is
does
awesome.
that? All right.
Awesome.
No other meeting does
Thank you
that.
guys so
All
much.
right, guys.
See you next week.
See you
What-
next
we're gonna
week.
we're gonna pray.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Sorry.
Oh my
God,
God, grant me
grant me
serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Stay uncomfortable, guys. Stay
Amen.
uncomfortable.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
see you next week. Same time, same channel.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Great share.